everybody, welcome back to my channel. Today I am hopping on with a product, kind of a review. This is something that I purchased myself, but you guys know how much I love these, so we're going to jump right into the video. I apologize for my voice. I have actually been sick again this last weekend. This is actually the first cold that I have had in a few years. So I think now more it's an allergy thing, but needless to say, the show must go on. And so today I am excited to do this. I had kind of alluded to the fact in, I think it was 2 videos ago, maybe 3 by the time you see this. I'm scheduled ahead right now, which is awesome. But I had talked about my Omlet rabbit hutch, which I love. And I wanted to get another one, but they are a little bit pricier and it just wasn't in the cards at that time. Well, the reason it wasn't is because we purchased this. I actually got the, and I'm going to show you it. This is the Eglu cube for chickens. So this is just the chicken hutch house minus all of the fencing, and we wanted it. We have a rooster that we got from my daughter and son-in-law. I talked about him, Elvis, in a couple of videos or on my Instagram, and we have 5 newer chicks. They're getting pretty big now, that we wanted to move out of our regular chickens and move them into the goat area. The reason why we want to do that, and I am by no means an expert on any of this stuff. You guys know that I am either flying by the seat of my pants, or I'm copying somebody, or I'm trying things out. But one thing that we found out years ago at our other farm, we only had an acre at that farm, and one of the things we found out was, at the time we were raising the Angora rabbits, I had Pygor goats, I had alpacas, and I actually, because of the amount of space we had, we did not have enough acreage, technically, even for one goat. We lived in an extremely, I don't know if the right word is liberal, but we lived in an extremely restrictive county. And for every goat that you owned, you needed 3 acres. And every additional goat you had, you needed another acre or 2, I think. So by the time you got done counting up all of our animals, we would have needed like 20 acres of land to do it, which was insane. But in Michigan, and I think this still applies, we had the Right to Farm Act. And I used that. I actually went through Michigan State and I wrote a letter and told them that I had a small business, which I did. I have, my business is licensed or recorded, or however you want to say that. And I have a DBA, which is doing business as, which is a business license. And that I use the animals for my business. And so I wrote them a letter. And essentially what it came down to was that was okay with them. I just had to fill out paperwork to be registered. I went through MSU. I think I already said that. I went through MSU and filled out all the paperwork. And essentially what we needed to have at that time was a manure management plan. That's what this all boiled down to, was what are you going to do with all their poop? And so we were composting it at the time. So we had like 2 or 3 compost big bins that we put all the manure in, and it went into our garden. So we were taking care of that. So that's how we did it. But one of the things we found out, and this has been 15, 20 years ago when we did this, I had read like all of the Joel Salatin books at that time, and he was doing the cows grazing out with the chicken tractors following behind them. And so that's kind of where we got the idea for this. And so we were running our goats and alpacas and What else do we have out there? We had miniature horses for a time. We were running free range chickens in with them all the time, and it just kept everything clean. And I know some people get really grossed out by that, but that's just kind of how chickens work. That's how they just eat bugs and all the stuff, and that's how they do it. So that's what we did, and so that is kind of what we're planning on doing here now with the goats. I'm going to put this chicken house together. I'm going to film it. I don't know if I'll film the whole thing. I'm not sure. It's 3 boxes. I'm not sure if I'm going to film it all, but I will film a part of it. I'll at least unbox it. And I'm going to put it up, and I'm going to move the 6 of them, Elvis and his girls, out with the goats. And they'll be able to kind of free range out there during the day. The goats are in fencing out there. You guys have seen all that. And the chickens will kind of free range and clean up the area is what we're hoping for. So that's why we got this. Again, I am a huge fan of the Omlet rabbit hutch. So this will be my first chicken hutch. We actually started looking a couple weeks ago, and we looked at TSC, and right now you can get the little chicken houses with the fencing attached to them. And they're several $100s. The one we kind of thought that might work, it was really small. It might have held 4 or 5 of the chickens that we want to move out there. But it was on sale, and it was $300 on sale. And there wasn't a whole lot to it. So I started doing some research on Amazon. And the same thing there. A lot of the... If you look deeper into the comments on Amazon or even in the description, some of those little houses that you can buy off Amazon, kind of like the little rabbit house that I just put together in the previous videos, is a lot smaller than what they kind of show you. And if you read down through the descriptions in there, they will, some of them at the bottom say, make sure to, I can't think of how they worded it, make sure to measure out, product isn't as it seems, or something like that. And I thought, oh, that's interesting. So even on Amazon, those chicken hutches aren't getting any more than 3 stars. And you read through the comments and it says, this is just really small, it's poorly made, it's cheap. And so I didn't want to spend $300 or $400 on one of those when I could spend a little bit more on one of these. I did hit their 20% off end of the summer sale, and so I got a huge chunk off this one. So I'm thankful for that. I'm contacting them today and seeing when I did the rabbit hutch, I was able to get you guys a coupon code for that. I'm gonna message them today and see if I can get another coupon code that will kind of be a generic coupon code across the board for all of their products. So stay tuned for that. If I get that, I will put it down below in this video. By the time this gets, let's see, I am through next week up to date on my videos, and so this one will come out in about 3 weeks. So by then I should know one way or the other, and I'll have all the coupon information down below. I'm hoping they'll give me one. So I am, like I said, I'm not going to film this whole thing. I'm going to unbox this and then probably shut it off and work through it. It's 3 boxes, which is a lot for me to read directions. And so I will film bits and pieces of it. I'm not going to film the whole thing. And I will show you what this looks like. So stay tuned. Okay, guys, you can see here I've got the 3 boxes. One other thing I wanted to mention was I ordered this on Sunday afternoon, and today is Wednesday. So their shipping is really amazing. It only took 3 days. So these are labeled A, B, and C. I'm going to start with box A and see what's in here, and then we'll go around. I am hopeful the rabbit hutch, and these aren't light either. I got my workout in carrying these over here. The rabbit hutch was pretty simple to put together, so I'm hoping that this is just as easy. That's cute. Got some egg cartons. Very cute. Egg boxes. So I am going to, again, I'm not going to film all this, but this is the same design as the rabbit hutch, or same, not design, same idea, I guess is a better choice of words. This is easy to clean. Ventilation is good. Nice, and there's the door, which I love these doors. They have this swivel that opens and you can lock them. I'm thinking that no raccoon is going to be able to figure that out. And another door. One of these is on the run side and one of them is on the other side of the hutch. Here. That's the only bad thing about doing stuff like this. Together. But that's okay. And this is the backside that you have your lock where you can clean it easily and get into it easily. And their feed has a little fork and knife, so I'm assuming this is the feed dish for them. That's the other thing that I do like about the rabbit hutch is the convenience of the bottle holder and the hay manger inside it. This one is a water thing. So these are actually inside the space. And here's the instruction booklet. Yeah, I probably won't be filming all of it. Of course, this one is the full instructions with, these can be purchased with fencing so that it would be like a tractor that you run around your yard. So yeah, probably half this book is these. So that's the first box. I'm gonna jump into the second and third box, and then we're gonna start putting this together. This is basically the frame for it. And this does have a ladder that goes up. So this is an off the ground hutch. I don't know if I mentioned that. Okay guys, I made it through box C. About 15 minutes is all it really took me. Box C is the frame base and cute little stairs that go up to the house. So I'm going to move on to the next box. And this booklet is for the entire, if you were to get the whole entire setup with the hutch and, or the coop and the wheels and the outside fence and everything. That's what this book is. So it's not as intimidating as it seems at first. So let me go on to the next box and I'll be right back. Okay guys, I am back. It's actually a couple days later. I obviously finished putting together the, this is the Omlet Eglu cube for chickens. It didn't have any of the fence or anything around it. It's just the coop. Finished putting it together. It took me probably in total, probably just over 2 hours. My husband wasn't here that day and I was texting him saying, if you were here right now, you'd be putting this together for me. And he said, thank goodness he wasn't here. So it was really simple and easy. It's all the booklet, like I showed you. The booklet was the entire setup if you bought all of it. So I didn't have to go through the entire booklet. I just had to go through the parts for this. And it's really simple. And I think the hardest part was just, and it's all pictures. So there weren't, you know, and the numbers are stamped. The numbers in the booklet are stamped on the pieces. I did have an issue with 2 pieces literally had the wrong number stamped on them. The picture was correct and there weren't any other pieces. I went through everything. So I don't know if they fixed that since they've, I'm assuming maybe they've made changes along the way and just didn't make changes in the book. But I figured it out really easy because all the pieces and parts actually are all different. So like the 2 roofs that you can see here, I'm not inside right now because these guys will jump me for cookies, and so I'm outside their fence so I could do this, and then I will take you in and just kind of film the coop. But each piece is an individual piece that you put together. The front's different than the back. Both sides are different. This side has the entrance to where they can lay their eggs. And so every piece looks different than the other one. So that's kind of how I figured out that 2 of the pieces weren't marked right. There's Elvis living his best life. So these guys have been out here. I finished this Wednesday evening. And I didn't finish filming because I had to get to church. So, and I didn't even put this in here until yesterday morning, Thursday morning, because I wasn't sure what the goats would do. This one's kind of a stinker, and she likes to jump on things, and so I wasn't sure. I didn't think she'd jump on top of this, but I wasn't sure. I wasn't concerned with the hut or with the coop. It is really super sturdy. I was just not wanting her to get on it and then get out of her pen. So I don't think she can get up there, and I haven't had any issues with her so far. And I have it kind of pulled away from the outside fencing. So these guys went in. I put all the chickens in. I brought this in yesterday morning, and I brought all the chickens out here and stuck them inside here and closed it up for a little bit just for the goats to get used to it. And then I left them in there maybe half an hour or so. And then I opened it up and they all kind of flew out. Last night, I did have to move them all in there last night individually, which was kind of a pain. I'm hoping that they learn how to use the ladder here. But it only takes, I mean, like my rabbits that have their little igloo in there, they just go in now automatically. So I'm hoping the chickens figure that out. I put their water bucket right under here. You can see it. So that works nice. And I have just actually been putting their crumbles on the ground in the grass. So that I don't have to have a feed bucket out here or anything. And that seems to be working just fine too. I don't see why there will be any issues with that. So yeah, I'm super excited about this. I was sitting out here this morning with the goats and I'm looking at it. It's bigger than my, let's see, can I easily show you without making you sick? So there's my rabbit hutch, and the chicken coop is probably 1.5 of those. Easily. And so I'm racking my brain. Sorry, I want to make sure that didn't tip. Wondering if one of these, if I know the rabbits could learn how to use the ramp. So this would easily be a 4-rabbit hutch, I think. And so I'm kind of racking my brain thinking, do I want to go with a rabbit hutch next time, or would I go with something like this next time to put more rabbits in? Hello, Hyacinth. She's biting my elbow. So I am really pleased with it. Okay, so I'm hoping to get a coupon code for you guys through Omlet. And I think the last code they gave me was a generic code. You didn't have to order what I ordered. It's just like, I think it was 10 or 15% off your order. So I'm still hoping to do that. Let me turn this around and I'm going to walk you in and just kind of show you what it looks like and how it's set up. Okay guys, we are back in. I'm gonna do this. I don't have this on my tripod just because the goats will ram it down. I know they will. So here it is. We've got this side, and whoops, forgot that comes out. This is just a door, and the nesting box is right here for eggs, so you can get those. You have the cleaning side of it, so there is this tray, and there is a locking mechanism to this tray. There we go. And so you pull that out, and I will hose it off. And then this is the whole back side, also comes right out, and you can get in there and clean it up. And there is more than enough room for my 6 chickens over here. And then this is the other side, and the door it has the same locking mechanism as the rabbit hutch, so it flips and then it drops in and locks it, which is really nice. It's got ventilation on it, and the little ladder that I'm hopeful they will learn to use. I'm sure they will at some point as they become more familiar with it. So I do have I have hose out here. This winter I will not have that just because of the freezing up and stuff like that, but the line is right up there, so I can easily take that tray out and run it up there and rinse it off. A little bit of goat. Hello. So yeah, I am thinking I'm really gonna like this, and again thinking about the possibility of would this work for rabbits. So it's basically the same setup, and it would just hold more, which is kind of, and actually I said it was 1.5. I think this is probably double of what my my rabbit hutch is. So I put 2 of my I have 2 French Angors out here in there, so I could easily put 4 in here, which would be really nice. That's kind of what I was looking for. So yeah, that's it guys. It was helpful, and I hope that you are having a great weekend, and that you are creating something. If you don't already, please subscribe to my channel and hit that like button, and have a great weekend.